Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So this is about the essence of Islamic civilization, which refer to the fundamental and defining characteristic, principles and values that shape in Islamic world. So this is all the contents that included in our video.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Asyeeqah 22B0828. Here in this slide, I will talk about the introduction on the essence of Islamic civilization. First of all, we should never question that Islam is the essence of Islamic civilization or the Tawhid is its character. Muslims are completely aware that there is an essence to Islamic civilization, that this essence is Tawhid and can be known, understood, and described. So, what is Tawhid? Tawhid is the central concept of Islam, and it refers to the belief in the oneness of Allah. The importance of Tawhid lies in the fact that it is the foundation of Islamic belief and practice. Belief in Tawhid means that Muslims must recognize the absolute oneness of God and reject any form of polytheism or association of partners with Allah. As mentioned in Surah Al-Ikhlas verse 1-4, Allah declares, "Say He is Allah, the one and only, Allah the eternal, absolute, He begetteth not, nor is He begotten, and there is none like unto Him." Tawhid is the conviction and witnessing that there is no God but God. Tawhid is a general view of reality. As such, it comprehends the following principles such as duality, additionality, teleology, capacity of man and malleability of nature, and last one is responsibility and judgment. The first principle is duality. Duality means having two different or opposite parts. For example, duality in love, it is between our loved one and us. But duality in Islamic civilization is between God and creature. There are two general categories of reality, which is God and non-God, which is creator and creation. The first order is the creator. The only member of the first rank is Allah, the Almighty and Absolute. God is only Him. He is the eternal creator. Nothing compares to Him. He will always be distinct and without associates or mate, as mentioned in Surah Al-Ikhlas, verse 1-4. The second order is the creation. It is the sequence of experience, creation, and space-time. All the existence in the world of things, people, jinn, and angels, heaven and earth, paradise and hell, and all that has happened to them since they came into being are all included. The dualism between God and creation has existed as a central belief in multiple historical traditions.
Before I start, let me introduce myself. My name is Norfarradibah Idayu 22B0810. So I'm gonna explain about additionality. Additionality, which means the conceptual and philosophical understanding of the central concept of Tawhid. First, the relation between the two orders of reality is additional in nature, which means the connections or relationship between two different aspects or levels of reality is primarily conceptual or intellectual. Second, its point of reference in man is the faculty of understanding, which means the human capacity for comprehension and understanding plays a central role in how we perceive, relate to, and conceptualize these two orders of reality. Third, this statement is highlighting the comprehensive nature of the understanding in encompassing various cognitive functions and serving as both the organ and repository of knowledge. It asserts that these cognitive processes are inherent in all human beings, collectively forming the foundation for how individuals acquire, process, and comprehend knowledge. Their endowment is strong enough to understanding the will of God in either or both of the following ways. Number one, when that will is expressed in word directly by God to men, which means that those with a strong endowment have the ability to understanding God's wills when it is conveyed explicitly and directly through the divine revelation such as sacred texts, example the Quran in Islam. Second, when the divine will is detectable through observation of creation, which means that the strong endowment can also discern God's wills by observing the natural world and the universe.
Assalamualaikum, I am 22B0801 Syahirah Nabilah Binti Zaini, and I will be presenting regarding teleology. So firstly, Islamic teleology is the notion that everything in the cosmos has a purpose and is part of Allah's divine plan. So maksudnya di sini setiap yang Allah ciptakan di dunia ini mempunyai tujuan dan ia merupakan sebahagian dan rancangan Allah, yaitu qadar Allah. The best way to understand is to understand what purpose we were designed to serve. One of the example is worship and wisdom to Allah. So, evidence ada yang menyatakan yang semua di dunia ini mempunyai tujuannya. Ada kena nyatakan arah surah Asad verse 27. So, saya ambil contoh yang tani manusia is tested. As Muslims believe that we were tested and this made us close to Allah. Macam mana caranya? So, kita ni di dunia ni akan sentiasa diuji oleh Allah. So, dengan ujian ini, tani sebagai ciptaan Allah akan dekat dengan Allah. Seperti contohnya, jika senang, tani akan solat, sujud, and bersyukur atas nikmat yang dikurniakan oleh Allah. Dan apabila ditimpa dengan kesusahan, tani sembahyang and berdoa, berusaha, berikhtiar dan tawakal. Sebab kami semua manusia percaya yang semua sudah diaturkan oleh Allah. So another example lagi, the story of Prophet Yusuf. So another example is the story of Prophet Yusuf. Prophet Yusuf was tested by being thrown by his brothers to the well, taken as a slave, falsely accused of seducing his master's wife, and ended up being thrown in prison. So, ani ujian Nabi Yusuf. And then, masa ia kena penjara, he invited others to monotheism, artinya spreading belief that there is one God, yakni Allah, and maintaining faith and patience, which is tawakkul, put trust in Allah's plan, artinya ia berserah kepada Allah. When he reunited with his brothers, he forgave them because he believed that it was part of Allah's divine plan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is Fatihah with ID 22B0808. Now I will explain about capacity of man and malleability. So what is capacity of man? The idea behind this concept is the belief that humans possess the ability, will, and ability to make decisions. Muslims believe that people are morally and ethically capable of making their own decisions as free individuals. So according to this, individuals have the choice to follow God's will or not. And on the day of judgment, they will be judged by the consequences of their choices. So malleability, the terms refer to a belief that God's divine intention and will are suitable for the natural world or nature. It shows the reality that God is the universe supreme creator and sustainer, and that God's law and pattern are carried out by the natural order, much as it can be influenced or changed by God's command and is subject to God's divine will nature to be malleable. Next is responsibility and judgment. So in Tawhid, the term responsibility refers to the moral and ethical duties and obligations that people have to God. It is related to the understanding that individuals are responsible for the choices they make and the occupation they engage in. The Islamic faiths believe that humans were endowed with independent will and the ability to make choices. It is necessary for humans to carry out their religious duties, which integrate loving, acting morally, and following ethical principles established in the Quran and Hadith. As for judgment in Tawhid, it refers to the last day, also known as the Day of Judgment. The eternal destiny of each person will be decided by the judgment, whether in Jahannam for those who are sinful and disobedient, or in Jannah for those who follow a righteous and obedient life. The final outcome of a person's life will be decided on the Day of Judgment, keeping in mind his or her belief, occupation, and intention.